Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin.
Mapen Hospital embraces digital healthcare transformation. Sentenced man captured, now faces charges after elderly attack. And later in sports, Jamaica secures its first 2 medals at the World Athletics Championships in Eugene, Oregon.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Shamela Pula and here are the details. A 3-year-old boy is suspected to have drowned after he fell into a pool at an adventure park in Little London, Westmoreland on Thursday, Independence Day. He has been identified as Kason Jarrett of Ocean Point in Hanover. It's reported that Kason went to the popular attraction with his mother and other family members when he wandered away. The relatives started a search where he was later found in a swimming pool. The family took him to the lifeguard on duty who administered CPR. Kason was later rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing. The man accused in the physical attack of 2 senior citizens in Bamboo, St. Anne, is now in police custody. He was picked up by St. Mary Police around 7:30 p.m. last night at a relative's home in Port Maria. According to the police, the 81 and 75-year-old sisters were physically assaulted, wounded, and their house set ablaze after they reportedly refused a demand for money. The woman remained in serious but stable condition, while the accused is to receive medical treatment before facing the court. In the meantime, the family of the injured seniors say they are faced with another challenge. Richard Francis, whose mother and aunt were injured in the attack, says the community is struggling with a critical water shortage.
The only time we have a good amount of water, like when the rain fall. But as long as no rain, we don't have no water.
What you do?
We carry water.
Now we up there.
Yeah. Anyway, we can get the water from, we have to carry it.
But that's just like a bucket of water.
Yeah.
But you have your mother and your auntie living here. Don't how you manage with that?
Well, at this time, them get everything from water.
Mr. Francis says residents have been without a reliable water supply for some time. This hindered efforts to extinguish the fire which destroyed his family's house yesterday.
We don't like the government to assist me with liquor water, like for the tank and the black drum we have down there. So I have to give thanks to the resident who help out the fire last night and thing, and the fire truck man them and thing, big up everybody. So I have to give thanks to the creator.
But you are appealing to the authorities that we do have to help you with water. Talk to me, man.
Yes, sir. I appeal to the authorities for the water to help me to get back the water in the tank and in the black drum. So we can have liquor water for use to do any liquor things, sir.
Healthcare facilities are increasingly turning to technology to modernize operations and improve the delivery of services. At Mapen Hospital in Clarendon, officials say a digital transformation is helping medical teams access critical patient information more quickly and make better informed decisions. Officials at the Southern Regional Health Authority, which oversees Mapen Hospital, say its electronic health record system is transforming the way patient information is collected, stored, and accessed. 2 years after implementation, the technology is helping healthcare workers make easier, data-driven decisions while improving overall patient care.
We are able to do a lot of monitoring, data collection, that will guide, our treatment plan, and that sort of stuff. So it's working tremendously. It's pretty good.
The focus has now moved beyond digitizing records to using the data collected to improve efficiency, streamline operations, and enhance patient care.
Having installed the hardware and the software, that now has digitization of records. We are now doing the analysis to ensure that we are using the data to make better and more efficient decisions. So for example, if it took 15 minutes for someone to be registered, we expect that it must take less than 15 minutes now that you have digitization. If a patient goes into a doctor's office and the doctor has to review a paper file and you can't find the file, it's on the computer, on the laptop, in his office or her office. She can look at the patient history, what medication they're on, and treat with them quickly, so you'll have more throughput. So patients can be diagnosed a lot easier, quicker, and you can see more patients.
Officials say technology must continue to support healthcare delivery as upgrades are also being made to improve the overall hospital environment.
Technology in and of itself don't make any sense if it's not used to improve efficiency. And what we're doing now is assessing the efficiency levels, and it's always going to be tweaked to make it a better working facility. But Maypen will benefit from that. The chairman was just telling me that we have a new oxygen plant that to be commissioned here at the hospital. We're building a wall around the facility for better security. And there's a park that is being done for welfare of staff and patients. So, you know, we're going to make this facility a modern facility for hospital that for both internal and external stakeholders.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has again responded to concerns about the lack of affordable houses for young people seeking to become homeowners. The Prime Minister says while the government understands the demand for housing, it must take a balanced approach and ensure fairness in how homes are made available.
As I walked a health fair at the University of the West Indies, a middle-aged man stopped me and he said, Prime Minister, I have been contributing to the NHD for the last 25 years and I cannot get a house. What happened to me? You see my job? I have to balance the need of the 25-year-old doctor who has just graduated and want a house.
Dr. Holness says the administration has to consider the needs of all Jamaicans who are looking to acquire homes while continuing to manage the country's housing resources responsibly. He says the government remains committed to expanding access to housing, but decisions must be made in a way that is fair and sustainable.
In a decade or so, we should have a pool of houses that will always be there for young people to be able to acquire. Hold them until their life cycle need change, and then they can move on to a bigger, better unit. That's the strategy, and that is the thinking. In other words, this idea gives people equity, fairness, and ownership in a fair way. That's the role of government.